I did a whole workshop on curation earlier this morning, but for those of you who weren't able to come to that, I just want to tell you what I think that's about. We're up to number 5, and I think we're in good shape. Okay, so I'm going to play a little bit of Curation the Musical. It's really good. And I go into learner's role and all that other stuff. But curation's important. It's not just for us. It's for teachers and it's for students. Curation comes up when the search stops working, but it's more than a human-powered filter. Curation comes up when people realize it isn't just about information seeking, it's also about synchronizing a community. Part of the reason that human curation is so critical is simply the vast number of people who are now making and sharing media. So what does that look like? Well, I can curate for my kids, but this year I taught my kids how to curate. So what does it mean when all these feeds are coming in? What does it mean when Twitter's doing this and I'm getting all these news stories from my favorite news articles and blogs? Can I pull this together? Kids can. So what we did this year was we created these little newspapers in paper relief, and Tenzin, who is Tibetan, is actually working on the political climate in Tibet, and she's reading news feeds in both Tibetan and Indian, and this newspaper is personally important for her, and she checks it every morning. I've got a kid interested in real estate photography, and there are blogs, I never even knew that existed as a field. And so he's getting the feeds from all the bloggers who are working on real estate photography, and he now knows how to find professional content in his field. I think I want to play this little clip because I hope it'll work. Uh-oh, it may not work.
We say that today everybody becomes an author, for example, or everybody becomes an editor or a publisher. And I think that we should stress also that everybody is becoming a specialist in library science. Because when you categorize some information, you do it for yourself to organize your memory, but at the same time, you organize the memory for others. Every time that you create a link, every time that you put a tag, you are organizing the common memory. So you exercise the role of the keeper of a library. So this is a very new thing. And I think that the question of categorization is very important. So to do it in a conscious way.
It sounds like you're talking about something for which we don't really have a word yet. It's kind of like a knowledge citizen.
That's it, yes. So, the citizen of the knowledge society.
Are we creating citizens of the knowledge society? That's what I'm trying to work on right now. And so I'm using tools like Scoop It with my kids and tools like Scoop It with my teachers and myself to keep up with my own professional development. This is Buffy Hamilton's Curation for Learning, but I'm also curating for my teachers and students. What we did in Pennsylvania was we got a grant, an IMLS grant of about $1,000 to provide this curation tool. It's called LibGuides for the whole state, and it trained the trainers model. And this is mine. This is not the state version, but I want to show you what's going on here. The lesson that I do with teachers and students is archived. So if you're a parent, and a lot of parents here, and you want to know how I help kids create a thesis statement, the videos, the wizards for thesis creation, the models that I use, they're all up on this LibGuide. So I've got my stuff on documentation and thesis development and asking good questions and organizing and synthesizing. And that's part of my instruction, and the instruction I work on with my teachers is visible and transparent. And nobody can come in and say, what does a librarian do at Springfield Township High School, and be confused about it, because and so this is for teachers. I want to make sure that teachers can access the databases they need to do the research that informs their practice or that will help them with their graduate. What I've done is I pulled the ERIC thesaurus and all that other stuff that teachers use, ProQuest Educational Database, and the EBSCO stuff. All of that is available so my teachers know they have one place to go, not 20 different entry points. I've curated that content for my teachers. The databases are all in one place and divided by subject heading. And I've got widgets to make it really convenient. My student teacher, I tasked her with this: help me promote reading. And so what she did is she went a little nuts and she's created this huge guide and she's gathered together all the author interviews and pulled together all the authors' blogs and all that stuff. You can do this for any grade. And it's just beautiful. We just launched it like yesterday, and I'm so excited about it. And there's so many beautiful ways to encourage reading. This little, I think this is new YA books from Amazon, and it rotates in this beautiful spectrum, and you just click on it and read reviews, and it's fabulous. There are reading engines that if I'm not available for Reader's Advisory, the kids can go in and what should I read next, and they can try that. So I'll be demoing that over the next couple of weeks. If you are interested in what's being curated for the profession, one super easy thing you can do is go into this paper lead chat on a daily basis. There is one for nearly every profession or any interest. So if you're an administrator, see what the principals are pulling together in this daily Twitter newspaper that I bet they're doing. And I shared this with some friends yesterday and today. This is not just library stuff. This is not just stuff that we do for fun. I lost a friend last spring, and one of the things I was doing for her, she had a brain tumor, and I was going in a kind of black market strategy, getting articles from the databases with the passwords to feed information to the brain tumor community. And I thought that the fact that I had to do that was horrible. But at the funeral, I met this man who said thank you to me because I led people to clinical trials that they weren't aware of through the work I was doing. But he said, take a look at what I'm doing. And I had no idea. He's not involved in the library science community at all, but he pulled together this paper lead newspaper to feed information on clinical trials and all sorts of current information about doctors and new treatments for the brain tumor community. So the thing is, my friends, if we're not jumping on this curation movement, if we're not showing kids how to do this, all sorts of other people will be doing it, or kids won't know how to do this at all. There'll be this one guy who knows how to do it. But I want all our kids, I want all our teachers to know how to manage the information that's coming in all sorts of new formats. All right, enough of that soapbox. Are you okay? You still with me? All right.